Welcome back to Top List. Today, we're counting down 20 martial arts movies that never get old. These are the films that still deliver the same rush every time you watch them, with unforgettable fight scenes, legendary stars, and moments that helped define action cinema for generations. Some are raw and intense, some are stylish and epic, and some changed the genre forever. But every single one of them earned its place on this list. Stick around until the end, because the top spots feature movies that still set the standard for martial arts action even today, and you'll definitely want to see where your personal favorite lands. Before we begin, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Top List, and if you see the hype button, hit it. It really helps the channel and lets us keep making more videos like this. Now, let's get started. 20th place. The 8-Diagram Pole Fighter, 1984. Some martial arts films impress you with technique. This one leaves a mark because of its pain. After a devastating betrayal tears his family apart, the central warrior is driven into a world shaped by grief, discipline, and revenge, and that emotional weight gives the entire film unusual force. The pole fighting is fierce, sharp, and unforgettable. But the real power comes from the feeling behind every strike. Nothing seems empty or mechanical. Gordon Liu gives the role intensity and control, while the direction gives the story a darker and more tragic edge than many kung fu classics. That is a big reason the film remains so respected. It is not just powerful to watch, it stays with you afterward. 19th place. Fearless, 2006. There is more going on here than a hero simply proving he can fight. At the heart of the film is a gifted martial artist whose pride sends his life in the wrong direction before experience forces him to rethink what strength and honor actually mean. That gives the story a more reflective quality than many films in the genre, and it helps every major fight feel like part of a deeper journey rather than just spectacle. Jet Li brings both authority and calm emotion to the role, making the transformation feel believable. The action is exciting, but it is the sense of growth behind it that makes the movie memorable. It also carries extra weight because Jet Li described it as his farewell to this kind of martial arts role. 18th place. Kung Fu Hustle, 2004. Wild, ridiculous, and somehow completely brilliant, this film turns chaos into pure entertainment. What begins in a neighborhood terrorized by a brutal gang slowly reveals hidden masters, unlikely heroes, and one outrageous surprise after another. That setup lets the movie keep building without ever losing its sense of fun. One minute it feels like a live-action cartoon, and the next it delivers action with real energy and style. Stephen Chow gives the whole thing its unpredictable personality. But the movie works so well because the comedy never cancels out the craft behind the fights. It is playful, fast, and full of imagination from beginning to end. Few martial arts films feel this original, and even fewer are this easy to revisit. 17th place. The Way of the Dragon, 1972. Bruce Lee shows a different side of himself here, and that is part of what makes the film so memorable. Sent to Rome to help family friends whose restaurant is under pressure from gangsters, his character is not only dangerous, but also awkward, funny, and surprisingly charming. That balance gives the movie a personality all its own. The setting helps it stand apart from many other martial arts films of its era, while Bruce Lee's confidence keeps every scene alive. He feels completely in command without losing the lighter touch that makes the story fun. And by the time the film reaches its legendary showdown with Chuck Norris, it has already built the kind of momentum most action movies can only dream of. 16th place. Hard Boiled, 1992. Pure control inside total chaos is what makes this film so impressive. At the center is a hard-nosed cop pulled into an escalating war with ruthless criminals. And every step deeper into that conflict sends the movie into even bigger danger. This is not martial arts in the traditional kung fu sense, but it carries the same physical discipline, rhythm, and precision that action fans love. John Woo turns shootouts and destruction into something almost musical, with every set piece carefully shaped for maximum impact. Chow Yun-fat brings effortless cool to the lead role, while Tony Leung adds tension and unpredictability. What still amazes viewers is how powerful it all feels. Even now, many action movies cannot match its energy, scale, or confidence. 15th place. The Five Deadly Venoms, 1978. Few kung fu movies begin with a setup this strong. A young student is ordered to track down 5 former disciples, each trained in a different deadly style. And what starts as a search slowly becomes a dangerous puzzle filled with deception, hidden identities, and shifting loyalties. That mystery element gives the film its own unique flavor and helps it stand out from more straightforward martial arts stories. Each fighter brings a distinct screen presence, which makes the action feel varied and memorable from one encounter to the next. There is real invention in the choreography, but also a sense of fun in how the characters play off one another. It also helped establish the legendary Venom mob, whose reputation among kung fu fans still remains strong. 14th place. Ong Bak, the Thai Warrior, 2003. Raw physical impact is the first thing that hits you here. The story sends a young fighter from a peaceful village into the city to recover a stolen sacred object, but once he gets there, the mission turns into a non-stop test of speed, toughness, and survival. What made the movie feel so fresh was its refusal to hide behind flashy tricks. The action feels direct, dangerous, and brutally real, which gave it a completely different energy from many action films of its time. Tony Jaa arrives with incredible athleticism and total commitment, using Muay Thai in a way that felt fierce and unforgettable to many international viewers. Every chase and fight lands hard. This was the kind of breakout performance people do not forget. 13th place. Iron Monkey, 1993. Heroic, colorful, and full of momentum, this is the kind of film that reminds you how much fun martial arts cinema can be. The story revolves around a masked vigilante who robs the powerful and helps the poor, giving the movie the feel of a fast-moving folk legend brought to life. That sense of adventure is a huge part of its appeal. At the same time, the choreography keeps everything crackling with energy. The fights are inventive, playful, and just exaggerated enough to feel thrilling without losing their physical excitement. Donnie Yen gives the story real drive, and the whole film moves with confidence from scene to scene. It is easy to see why so many viewers still return to it. The charm never really wears off. 12th place. Kill Bill Volume 1, 2003. Revenge is the engine of this film, but style is what makes it unforgettable. A betrayed woman sets out on a violent path toward the people who destroyed her life, and the movie turns that journey into a bold fusion of martial arts influence, samurai spirit, and pure cinematic attitude. Every confrontation feels carefully built to leave an impression, not just move the story forward. That is a big part of why the film still feels so electric. Uma Thurman gives it a fierce and focused center, while Quentin Tarantino fills the screen with confidence, color, and visual flair. It is not a pure martial arts movie, but its love for the genre is obvious in every frame. Few films wear their influences so proudly and make them feel this exciting. 11th place. Police Story, 1985. Chaos has rarely looked this controlled or this entertaining. After a major police operation puts him in direct conflict with dangerous criminals, Jackie Chan's character is thrown into one crisis after another, and the film barely slows down from there. What makes it unforgettable is not just the scale of the action, but the physical commitment behind it. Every jump, crash, and fall feels real enough to make you wince. At the same time, Chan's comic timing keeps the movie lively and fun, even when the danger becomes extreme. The choreography is clean, fast, and easy to follow, which only makes the stunts more impressive. This is one of the clearest examples of why Jackie Chan became a global action icon. 10th place. Fist of Fury, 1972. Anger runs through this film from the very beginning. and that is a huge part of what makes it so powerful. Bruce Lee plays a young martial artist who returns to his school after his master's death and is immediately pulled into a world of insult, pressure, and rising conflict. The tension never really fades, and that gives every fight extra force. Bruce Lee is not simply impressive here, he is emotionally locked into the role in a way that makes the whole movie feel charged. Pride, grief, and defiance push the story forward at every turn. That is why the action lands so hard. It remains one of the defining films of his career and one of the clearest examples of his screen presence at full strength. Ninth place. The Matrix, 1999. Few films have ever arrived with the feeling of something completely new. What starts as the story of a man questioning the reality around him quickly opens into a world of mystery, danger, and action unlike anything audiences had seen before. The Matrix did not just borrow from martial arts cinema, it fused those influences with science fiction, wire work, and a visual style that became instantly unforgettable. The fight scenes are controlled, elegant, and exciting, but they also carry a strange sense of discovery that still works today. That is a big reason the movie has aged so well. Its influence on action cinema was massive, and even now it still feels bold, stylish, and far ahead of its time. Eighth place. Hero, 2002. There is something almost hypnotic about the way this film unfolds. A warrior is summoned before a king and begins telling the story of how he confronted the deadliest assassins in the land. But each version of events reveals something new and shifts the meaning of what we are watching. That storytelling approach gives the movie a legendary, almost dreamlike quality. At the same time, the action is stunning in a very specific way. These are not just fights designed to impress. They are shaped by emotion, color, mood, and perspective, which makes every duel feel larger than life. Jet Li holds the center with calm control, while the direction gives the whole film a poetic grandeur that never fades. Seventh place. The 36th Chamber of Shaolin, 1978. Some martial arts movies are memorable because of the fights. This one stays with you because it makes the struggle matter. The story follows a young man whose life is torn apart by violence, leading him to a Shaolin temple where he begins a brutal journey of discipline, pain, and self-transformation. What makes the film so satisfying is the patience behind it. It takes its time, showing how strength is built step by step rather than handed over easily. That makes the training feel just as rewarding as the action. Gordon Liu brings real focus to the role, and the film captures perseverance better than almost any kung fu classic. Its reputation has lasted because the journey feels earned from beginning to end. Sixth place. Seven Samurai, 1954. At its core, this is the story of desperate villagers hiring a group of samurai to defend them from bandits. But the film grows into something far richer than a simple tale of battle. Seven Samurai becomes an epic about courage, sacrifice, leadership, and the cost of protection. Even though it is not a kung fu film in the usual sense, its place in martial arts and action history is undeniable. The combat feels immediate and grounded, yet the emotional power comes just as much from the people involved as from the conflict itself. Akira Kurosawa gives every scene weight, building tension with remarkable control. That is why the film still feels so alive today, and why its influence on action storytelling remains enormous. Fifth place. Ip Man, 2008. Calm dignity and explosive precision are what make this film so easy to admire. At the center of the story is a respected Wing Chun master whose peaceful life is shattered by war, forcing him to endure hardship while holding on to his principles. That gives the movie a level of emotional weight that lifts it above a standard action film. Donnie Yen plays the role with quiet authority, which makes every burst of violence feel even more powerful. The fight scenes are sharp, fast, and deeply satisfying, but the real strength of the movie is the character at its core. It helped launch one of the most successful martial arts franchises of modern times, and it still feels strong, focused, and inspiring today. Fourth place. The Legend of Drunken Master, 1994. Few martial arts movies are this playful, this inventive, and this full of energy. The story throws Wong Fei-hung into a conflict involving stolen treasures and dangerous enemies, creating the perfect setup for one outrageous fight after another. What makes the film so special is the way it mixes comedy with genuine danger without ever losing momentum. One moment, the action feels almost silly in the best possible way, and the next, it becomes shockingly intense. Jackie Chan is in incredible form here, turning every movement into part of the entertainment. The choreography is fast, clever, and packed with personality. This is the kind of movie that reminds you how joyful martial arts cinema can be when everything clicks. Third place, The Raid Redemption, 2011. From the moment the mission starts falling apart, this movie barely lets you breathe. A police team enters a grim apartment block controlled by a ruthless crime boss, and what begins as a raid quickly turns into a desperate fight for survival. That simple setup becomes the engine for one of the most relentless action films ever made. What keeps it so effective is the clarity of the violence. Every punch, kick, fall, and weapon strike is easy to follow, yet the intensity never drops. Iko Uwais brings fierce physical presence to the lead role, and the film introduced many viewers to the power of Pencak Silat. It is brutal, lean, and unbelievably hard to forget. Second place, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, 2000. Grace, longing, and quiet heartbreak give this film a feeling unlike anything else in the genre. What begins with a stolen sword and a few deeply personal choices unfolds into a story about love, duty, freedom, and the paths people are unable to escape. That emotional richness is a huge part of why the movie still feels so powerful. The action is beautiful, but never empty. Every duel reveals character, tension, and desire beneath the surface. Ang Lee gives the film elegance in every frame, while the performances make it feel intimate even when the story becomes epic. Its worldwide success was no accident. This remains one of the most moving and visually stunning martial arts films ever made. And in first place is Enter the Dragon, 1973. This is the movie that made martial arts cinema feel truly global. The story sends Bruce Lee into a dangerous tournament tied to a criminal operation, giving the film a larger scale and more suspense than many earlier genre classics. But the real reason it became legendary is Bruce Lee himself. Every movement, every stare, and every moment on screen feels iconic. He does not just lead the film, he completely defines it. The action is sharp, the atmosphere is cool, and the energy still feels alive decades later. More than just a classic, this was a turning point for the entire genre. It turned Bruce Lee into a worldwide icon and changed martial arts cinema forever. And that wraps up our list of the 20 martial arts movies that never get old. Now it's your turn. Which film on this list is your number one? And what martial arts movie do you think deserved a spot here but didn't make the cut? Leave your picks in the comments because we read every comment and they are genuinely very important to us. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you see the hype button, hit it too. It really helps support the channel and helps us make more videos like this. If you want to watch any of the films from this list, check the video description for links to physical and digital copies. And if you want early access to new videos, discounts on merchandise, and other goodies, consider joining the channel. Also, be sure to check out our merch store. There's some great stuff waiting for you there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.